Hey, yeah, this is my common flow ain't common though. I'm a Commodore, these niggas more dominoes. Saturn return got me feeling like it's time to go, so I'm staring in the magic mirror like dominoes. Come along, you know this your favorite song, baby. Whip the Toyota in my mind, it's a new Mercedes. Sober lately, been trying to get it together, pouring way more in myself. The rain cannot stop this. Ain't rocking these crystals for optics, not a magic at play like Hogwarts. You know that we at war, so I'm loaded and mad focused like God wrote this. I add dosage of that dope shit, ain't no more hoping. Heart open, purse the beat like surgery till they heard of me. The urgency of leaving this planet didn't occur to me. The 17 dark dreams and odd things happened in reality. That was not me. Fuck that. Toe tags and dirty rags to riches, mad stitches, but the pain made me strong. So when the vision came along, wasn't nothing to write me a new song. Transmuted into righting my wrongs, and now we on. The worst thing you could ever ask is how long. When the time come along, you'll know it. Real gem from a poet, myself who I owe it to. Even when shit uncomfortable, remember to change the view. Davey.
Another lecture, ain't no pressure for these peons. By the time they catch up, homie, we gone. Fly out the sky, get you high like the weed strong. Beast to the grave, damn day, we be on. 10 years plus, like car seats, I'm strapped in. Never gotta worry what'd happen if I tapped in. Now I'm the captain, I steer the ship. Saturn return, let it burn, look more, not a spirit rich. I got a fever pitch, limping out of Boston. Women kind of view stunning Steve Austin. Virgo moon, temperament is placid, but walking through my 12 is like tripping off on acid. We got an army of light, you not staring us. Light workers came here to fight, word to Aquarius. I do my shit in the sky, you know it, man. Slap a fool, call me Gemini, man.
Y'all was, nigga, you lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
Getting lump sums, they don't even know. Drive no car, still 5-star up. Spend the bag, make it all right back. And they hating on me, but I know they like that. Out of my mind, and your girl bad, and she gave me head. Now that pussy dead. They like, hi, 30 years old, spitting little bitch, I'm ignorant. This nigga still don't give a shit. Niggas hating on me, bitches hating too. I say nigga a lot, cause that's what niggas do. I don't call women bitches unless that bitch a hoe. And even if she is, she can still get it though. Get it, y'all? Bitches call me lame and I'm like, so, you still a hoe. And I ain't shit, tell a witness to your chick still hit it with the dick. Oh my goodness. Like, why you even did this? Like, seriously, I kinda think he really killed this. But shit's stupid, like, why you still listening? I'm really getting bread, like, this shit's ridiculous. And it's like Halloween, how they trick. Treat a woman in the mask with some titties and some ass. If I ain't getting some, but I'm still getting cash. Ain't about the money, but the top money, I'ma dash. Peace.
Hey, take my hand again, take my plan, take my plan, take my hand again, take my plan, read about it, least is easy, heavy clouded, feeble knees, like my step, no thanks, I'm impressed, okay, I digress, through my chest, try my best, but you choose time it says until you wanna say you're on a way. Till then I'm a silent sage, light the way with marijuana haze. Hit a lot of pain, had a lot of weight, ain't know how to talk about it. Kept shit for the hideaway. I felt safe knowing hiding places. Self-hate wear a lot of faces. Self-hate got a lot of hugs. Self-hate got a lot of patience. Self-hate got arranged with Dr. Strangers and some Cabo basements. I'm highly favored. If you try to bet on me, you'll see the odds are tapered. Get some good teeth movement. I was in a knee movement. I don't feel bad about it, no. I just wanna be included. Now I know it's into it. Everything you need into it. I don't let it go to head, that's the older legend. I don't feel stupid. My life built synagogue. I make shit fall from the fucking sky. I make money grow on trees. I make y'all ponder why y'all never go and touch the Z. I understand it's much implied. Why the fuck can y'all fuck with me? Why can't y'all fucking see? Light got you on a fucking leash. You try living like a leech. Now you're stuck living on a knee. Caught up in the king of disrespect. Should've seen how I summoned me. Summer breeze in a short effect. Yeah, now I gotta pump some keys. Yeah, now I got my lungs squeezing. Lush reason, plus we can do this. I make me music. I make we music. I make we I make theme music. I make squeak I make we music. I think we do this. I say we tune this. I say we brew this. I say we do ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, ooh, hi. Ooh, hi. Hey.
The music man. Elevated and concentrated in every meaning. Manifested the very essence of human being. Cosmic beauty is like a movie, is what I'm seeing. We all special, I just ignited what I believe in. Oh, what a feeling, I'm giving it to the most high. Vibrating lovely in paradise for the most vibe. Girl, you been touched by an angel, cause you're the most fly. We either do or we don't, you know there's no
I'm
try.
like forward ahead. You know we all need a friend, eh? I want you in my duet. I want you in my life. I'm like forward ahead. You know we all listen, eh? I want you in my duet. I see you in my life. Because now everything is love and there's no assumption. And the energy inside me wants you all so bad. And when we embrace this love, it'll be more than something. It won't be magical. It won't be magical. When we embrace this love, it'll be more than something. It won't be magical. It won't be magical. I'm like forward ahead, on the way to love. We gotta open up, and when we open up, then we'll find a love and move forward ahead. That's the way to love. We gotta open up, and when we open up, then we'll come to learn that everything is love and there's no assumption. And the energy inside me wants you all so bad. And when we embrace this love, it'll be more than something. It will be magical. It will be magical. And when we embrace this love, it'll be more than something. It will be magical. It will be magical.
Hey, dream state of my visualizations and affirmations. To see a world full of love, beauty, communication. My spirit told me to live free and remain patient. Can be anything you can speak, it's got a mind state. Love renovated, the deepest part of the sacred. I'm cool, smooth and awakened, live true in the later. I'm activated and advocated for liberated minds. See the truth in their soul and then authenticate it. I feel the best way to be is just to demonstrate it. I feel the best way to see is fully captivated. Baby, the truth is I'm grown, you know the child.
Baggage. Why you wanna carry all that baggage? You just wanna live but don't want bury those attachments. You've been trying to move on but you worry what your last did. Mama said it's bad luck putting your bag on your mattress. You should've listened the first time, asking if it's a bad time. This is the worst time, asking me about a rap line. You don't concern mine, and I can't let a bad vibe close to me. Especially cause I got my power, so now you ghosting me. Never gave no less to myself when you did the most to me. I ain't never settled for help in days I had no relief. So much on my plate, well, at least I got groceries. Artists producing, engineering his own shit. High flows, all of some cold shit. So sick, been keeping my distance from these niggas before COVID. That hating contagious, they got symptoms and they show it. Notice you been on it, working, trying to get your bag right. You been steady focused, ain't try to blow it like a bagpipe. I see right through you in that boozy shit you act like. You go buy another bag just cause it was half price. I guess the last one wasn't good enough. You brought your spend the night bag, still stood you up. Now you out here feeling mad that y'all ain't good as us, but you ain't down for me, so I'm looking up, conscious. Listening to Black Heart, got you saying I'm heartless. This tape got mad songs, you gon' listen regardless. Mask on or mask off, I'ma get it regardless. I'm just thanking God for the wins that pay for the losses. God bless the homies, just hope we make us a fortune. Big bags, I ain't with all that back and that forfeit. 6 Flags, life is a roller coaster, I'm on it. 6 path, 33 urgency, what I walk in. Slim chance that you gon' comprehend what I'm talking. But you should learn your purpose, can't take your bag to your coffin. Cause you don't learn yourself, it be hell on earth, got you burning up. Pastor, he got baggage too, tell the church you heard enough. And pack light when you move, and I tell you. Cause all them bags that you using won't help you. And you unpack them still cause you looking to settle. But you pray to the spirits but still look for the devil. Sheesh. Hail Mary, all the golden era. Used to want to get married before I ain't know no better. You want me to carry your bags cause I hold them better. But I gave them back to you and told you show some effort. I got too much on my own hands, on my own bags. I done had to put down some of the weight that I grown past. Knew it was some ties I had to cut. When I souls class, still been getting back. Just had to up one on my old stash. Pablo Picasso with the art, now it's all heat. Worked through 7 days, I don't remember an off week. Put them on release, we not in sync like we off beat. Off the record, you should get in tune, cause you off key. Nowadays, feel like I'm channeling mama and papa. I swear all that acting that they did could've got him an Oscar. Youngin' from the hood just happened to be as smart as MacGyver. I'm aligning my chakras and making peace with my old days. Why fly the new name but still got my old ways? To create flow sound, you know it's that flow wave. Sheesh. You know it's that flow wave.
Negativity can't attack me. I fought some battles, but I
With this timing I'm on, can't fuck with this rhyming I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bomb. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, there can only be one. Call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuckers you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talking about. 26-year-old dropout. Made 6 figures when I clocked out. Mama said, get my degree, got that with a breeze. Now I rock with my cock out.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on We, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Edith. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3.
Another soul I'm out here slaying, another body out there decaying, another false god y'all obeying, another lie getting paraded. Live the truth, watch me demonstrate it. Showed you love even though you hate it. Know the day that your death is faded. I'll make sure that I never say it. Really, I'm not the one to play with. When I knock on that door, it's time to let go. Just give me your soul. I sever that cord, you lose the control. I'm racking up spirits, they racking up dough. Dealing that piece on the low. I cheat on my goals, my words really go. Got more than enough, but it's time to get more.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on We, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Eve. Facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3. Please just
call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuckers you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talk about. 34-year-old tapped in, driver's seat, I'm strapped in. Serving all over your lane, I must be insane.
Hey.
Dying, I'm laughing.
put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on We, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Edith. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3.
Can't fuck with this time and I'm on. Can't fuck with this rhyming I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, it can only be.
Woo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your full moon in Leo ceremony. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you can hear me well. Yeah, that nap was righteous. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't even a nap. I really kind of just woke up like recently. So I guess it was an extended sleep. But yeah, thank you guys so much. That mixtape, the death tape, is done, baby. It's done. I'm just waiting on 2 more features, and then I need to get it mixed and mastered. And I'm gonna put it out. I haven't put out a mixtape since like my 20s. So yeah, glad to be in my 30s still rapping. As embarrassing or as cringy as it may be, I hope to be even more cringy. The Cringe Tape Volume 1 is coming out this year as well. Expect listening parties. We gonna have fun this year, y'all. We're gonna have fun. Designer Vagina is on that tape. Show me your vagina. That's it's one of the singles off that Cringe tape. So I'm gonna drop the death tape and the Cringe tape. All right. Yeah, trust. And shout out to my 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds rapping, 50-year-olds rapping. You know what I mean? Carrying on tradition, honoring all that. The age is not realistic. That's lit. All right, so, yep, Sippy Cup is going to be on that tape. You already know it. I just need 2 more tracks for that. Myra, we might as well collab. And yeah, this year will be diabolical. I mean, that's one of my major goals. I just can't wait till we all, like, you know, connect, and then we could do like one mega track with all of us. You know what I'm saying? That'll be dope. Infinity Gang. Sippy Cup, yeah, I gotta do a video for Sippy Cup. That one I need choreography. I just need some slip. That'll be fire. But yeah, y'all, welcome to this full moon in Leo ceremony. We are here. Shout out to those of you watching on Instagram. Thank you very much. Okay. Infinity Cipher coming soon, definitely. All right, Kobe, I'm gonna be like in my 60s and in my 70s on stage, still in shape. Like, you young geezers can't mess with this old whippersnapper. And like, I'm gonna still like have good breath control. Like, that's my goal. My goal is to be like in my 70s and 80s and still in shape to go on tour and just be like, every time I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Yup. And then I could be like, I made that up, and some artist named Busta Rhymes totally didn't make that up. Or I could just be like, this back in my day when I was in my 20s, this was the type of heat we was rapping. Every time I gotta get it, and I gotta do it, and I gotta get it. And by then, I have until by then to memorize the lyrics. By the way, a lot of people don't know Busta Rhymes is a godly being, right? So if you ever wanted to test if someone is a god, just play that song. Just play his verse. Duh, 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 duh. And if they don't automatically just start spitting his verse, every time I gotta do it and I gotta get it. And if they don't, they're not a god. If they just say that, it doesn't matter if they're like an older, white person, Asian person, black person, it doesn't matter what color or race they're from. If you hear them spit that entire verse from front to finish, that person might be a god. That person might be a god. There's several tests. That's one of the tests that celestials use. They won't even tell you. They'll expect you to guess the context, and you just have to know. He's probably an angel / god. It is what it is. Killer bees, baby. All right. Some god I am. I haven't memorized the verse, so I can't really say I'm a god myself until I know that verse front to back. So I still got some work to do. It's cool. But we're gonna get it. I know, it's only a matter of time. With the long exhale and all, like, that's just one of the telltale signs. Like, if we ever had to know, that'll be it right there, But yes, shout out to the millennials. I'm gonna come out blazing like that, and people be mind blown because I talk slow. I love it. Martial rap god, also, yes, that one is also true. So yeah, y'all. We're gonna go over what's up this next 2 weeks. This full moon is release. It's a harvest. Actually, welcome. It's a harvest. It's the harvest. Yeah. Can you believe one of the most legendary rappers, Waka Flocka, graced our presence? And I'm not being sarcastic. Like, Pisces moon, he got Jupiter on his moon in Pisces. There is a god within him. This motherfucker is legendary, bro. I'm just kind of realizing, like, I'm not what we took for granted, but like how like all this has happened. Everything since the past 30 years. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna say it's going down the drain. Pisces can tell you that, but this is definitely just quite a milestone, right? Really think about how far you've come. Someone needs a haircut. Oh yeah, and Krusty Gang. I mean, Infinity Gang. Yeah. So this is really, 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 the way I can spit that verse. Sarah, I knew that. Sarah, we gonna have to have you on live. We're gonna have to have you on live spitting that verse. Like you can't. Now that you just said that, we were gonna have to set up a live maybe in the next ceremony. We need to see you spit that verse because that is very godly. But yeah, that being said. I'm a barb. Okay. All right. Shout out to the barbs. Shout out to the bees. Shout out to the barbs. So yeah, the last 2 weeks we activated this new knowledge, this new energy, And now we're gonna be harvesting it over the next week. The best way, a good analogy of this is like the celestial jury, right? um has been watching this case. Let's say that you've been on trial, right? And now that we're at the full moon, the jury is deliberating, and we could get an answer as soon as the end of this week, or as late as the end of this week. You know what I mean? So um I think some of you who've made it through the I Told You So tour and you have really good lawyers, let's say this is like a celestial court and judge, and you're being judged by celestials. Like I think a lot of you are good. You're gonna get that not guilty verdict. Some of you, you're ready to appeal if you get any other decision. And I think it's going to be very significant. I think you have a lot to look forward to, especially for those of you who felt like you've been on trial all year, and this sense or energy on the air that's been accusing you of being or doing things you're not, and pushing forth outdated perspectives, outdated traditions that were never really true, but just a wildly agreed upon principle based on theoretical models that are kind of, crumbling in your face because they were built on shifting sand and never really anything like truly sturdy. Okay. So, something to keep in mind, because the whole facet of this revolution is the responsibility that comes with the autonomy of really being yourself, and the law and the rules that come with it. Because like everyone wants to heavy on the Charleston's conception. All right. Everyone wants to be themselves. Everyone wants freedom, right? Or I'm not going to say everyone, because some people don't mind, right, not being as liberated, right? Not that you could be more liberated or less liberated. Some of you are on a celestial jury. But yeah, it's like people love the idea of autonomy and being free until they accept the rules that it comes with. Saturnian alien gang. Shout out to my Chronos gang, baby. If you got Saturn on your moon, rising, or sun, you're a reaper. You a part of Saturn gang, okay? Andrew Tate and Action Bronson are the Sag Sun alien gang. They were born in like the mid 80s, okay? YMW Melly was born in 1998. He got Sun Saturn and his Taurus. All right, the Ocean Gate guy actually had Moon Saturn in Aquarius. And anytime you have Saturn on the moon, sun arising, you are responsible for the death of others. You are responsible for reaping. So think about the Ocean Gate guy who had it in the sign of the water bearer, and he was directly responsible for leading people to their death. It's just he had the South Node in Aquarius, so he was from the ancient future, and he was a genius Aries. So now I feel like that was kind of meant to happen, because they died instantly, and they probably got into an isekai, right? I didn't believe in isekais, but it might be true, man. It might be true. I've seen a story of someone who said, oh, I'm so happy I could, you know what I mean? And like later that week, he I think died by driving through a truck, and the only thing they heard in his car was the Harry Potter. And I was like, fam, he just got isekai to the Harry Potter world, and he's a wizard now. That's I'm not trying to joke about that. I'm just trying to tell you, that concept might be real. Anyway, shout out to Reaper Gang. Shout out to Reaper Gang. Okay, so Saturn on the moon, sun arising once again. Some of you may not even know you're Reapers. All right, and you just so coincidentally around death, people's deaths. People talk about death. That ain't a coincidence. The Scorpio or the Pluto sun moon arisings. The creator of Bleach, if you guys are familiar with Bleach, Mr. Kubo, actually it has his moon on Pluto in society, Soul Society. Has a moon on Pluto in Libra as a Cancer sun. That's so royalty to me, bro. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was very revealing. I like, yeah, like that let me know everything I need to know. But it is what it is, you know. So my moon Plutos and moon Saturns, yep, he has to be the Soul King. I was like, okay, Mr. Rayo himself. That's what's up. I love it. But yeah, y'all, let me curb my excitement. The CERN guy died during the solar eclipse when they launched the particle collider. And we have CERN to thank for all of these shifts in timelines. Did you know that if CERN didn't do what they did, Ye would have never gone on that Twitter rant? I'm just joking. He still would have gone on that. Ye is beyond destiny and the time splitting. Ye is going to be Ye no matter what the timeline. But yes, other than that, man, let's kind of look at the next 2 weeks ahead. Okay. What if you say people are found and then is it the same transit? Really good question. I'm starting to actually feel a shift in the timeline. So Cheza, let's start with that, because the reason why that's very significant is we have 2 weeks until we all go down this rabbit hole of the world-ending eclipse. And if you're an Aquarius progressed into Pisces, if you were born a Pisces, which means you were born beyond diabolical, okay? If you're an elder Capricorn that's progressed into Pisces, y'all are the only ones on the planet that are actually aware of this timeline shift that's occurring. That's Neptune on the North Node on Saturn. You want to see that Saturn every 30 years. You want to see that Saturn is reinstituting the veil. The last time people really spoke of a reset in the timeline was the 1800s, which was the last time Neptune was in Pisces, which also led into civil war. Just saying, okay? With Uranus also going into Gemini, we're going to be like 4 or 5 months. So, you know, Saturn going over Neptune and Pisces is like cutting the veil. If you've ever heard people say like, oh, the veil is getting thinner, it's even better than that. We're not going to have a veil. Like for a good year, y'all, we're not going to have a veil. Like, let me just kind of, and is it as literal as are we not going to have a veil? No, but I'm going to use this analogy because it's pretty much gone. Basically, the Reaper every 30 years is going to reach Neptune where it's at. But now that it's been in Pisces, the ultimate, you know, the final realm of where this veil is instituted, we're kind of effectively casting the veil that we had in the 1800s, and we're getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, put in a new veil. Or some of you can move. I want you guys to finish. So I'm going to say these theories, and I want you guys to create your own ideas of them. The first theory I have is that the veil is gone and it's going to be reinstituted, or the veil is gone and we're not going to have another veil. Okay. What people need to understand is that Trump is a part of this process, just like Kendrick Lamar is a part of this process. You can look at it like, oh, Trump is bad for America, Kendrick is pushing ideologies, or you could look at it like this. I invite you to now detach. And instead of getting caught up in the 3D, remember, our enemy is not flesh and blood. It's not 3D. People in the 3D are going to have their own bias and prejudice. You need to understand how the universe is trolling you. The universe is trolling you through real people. And if you get too caught up on what real people hallucinate, you're going to really get caught up. And Chosen, thank you for saying that, because it's a really, you know, it's a real thing as far as what people feel. The fact of the matter is, Gemini won last year, okay? The inauguration where a Gemini was elected president divided the country. Everything about that was super divisive. The football halftime performance by a Gemini was divisive as fuck. Like that Super Bowl performance was very divisive. You had people who understood the message. You had people who thought it was boring. So what you have to see is that it's the real mission accomplished is Gemini dividing opinions and perspectives. That was the most important thing. Gemini has to be divisive so that when we go into Cancer, we can really develop this wave. That's the constant. If you see the constant there, you see that it is much bigger. I'm not saying that these people can't do anything wrong. I'm saying a lot of that might be what they're meant to do. All right. So a lot of what things feel like, even when they intersect and disagree with each other, we have to look beyond that. I mean, for those of you with Virgo who have real social dynamics and you're really about this social shit, that's where we break things down and get into the details. My contract is more, Piscean, Gemini focused, but I don't really focus too much on the why. But anyway, like Cheza was saying, this North Node aspect is what is actively shifting the timeline. This is a global reset. This is a global reset. Okay. And then, of course, I think fascismo has a lot to do with this, nationality, this drive for nationality. I feel like Hitler comparisons are really just like, you know what I'm saying? Like really, really pushed a lot. Like a lot of what we say, like we're oppressed. I'm not trying to be that guy and sound like, we're just afforded so many rights that we've given to ourselves. I'm not gonna say anyone kind of gave that to us, but I feel like we're doing what we can to overcome this false programming on all sides. And that's where, you don't necessarily have to believe, but yeah. Now, but like, you're not a victim of any of these things. We are the revolution. The people are the revolution. Nationalism is collapsing, which is interesting, but I do want to let you know, what's really resetting is globalism. We are headed into a new world order where nationalism is going to be rebooted. So if you are familiar with the television concept called reboot, right? Where you watch a show or you watch something and then they reboot the television show. It's like they keep the elements of the plot, retcon a few things, but they just reboot it. That's the New World Order. The New World Order is a global reboot of every concept, and also taking into account, how we're going. It's like rebooting a television franchise where the past franchise had real currency. Now this reboot, we have digital currency. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of this Pisces eclipse is a global reset. This is why those who are, like many of you, are living proof that a lot of people live a lie. A lot of people have went out on limb, lying to people, being con artists, being scam artists. A lot of the people saying people are scammers are the actual scammers, purporting, religious ideology, purporting false theoretical scientific models that go against the fact that you have a soul, you have a spirit. There's no middleman in between you and whatever you call God. You are not just material reductionist fodder. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a speck in whatever huge universe. You have a purpose. You more than matter. You have magical and supernatural abilities. So they, at this point, have never been able to debunk what we do. Not a single, everyone who has said, I'm using myself as an example, and that's why it's the energy revolution. Everyone, I can say confidently, every single person on this planet who has ever said me or someone like me is a fraud, is a scam artist, doesn't know what they're talking about. They can't tell you what a natal chart is. They have no experience or hours doing this. They probably are just mad that what we live threatens their beliefs. They have never fulfilled the burden of proof. And just like I'm using myself as an example, they're doing this to you as well. They're trying to undermine and minimize your victories because they're in denial, and this is the only way they have to cope. So at this stage, moving forward from this reset, as we move through Pisces, it's do or die, it's all or nothing. Okay, like you are taking the sum total of every way in which you have grafted and adjusted all the beliefs that you've ever believed, how you've integrated into the truth and your behavioral patterns, and how you're moving forward. You should never be concerned you've been taking a lot of L's lately. Taking a lot of L's is one of the best things that can happen to you if it keeps you on the right path. Taking a lot of W's could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you if it gets to your head. So you shouldn't be concerned. You should only be concerned if you're letting that make you give up. Okay, don't ever let L's stop you. Let these losses push you forward. It's not like in this Capricorn obsessed society, unfortunately, society finessed you. Society finessed you to be success obsessed. Oh, what do you have to show for this? What do you have to show for this? You should have nothing to show to but God. God is who gave you your life. Society tricked you to believe that, oh, I have to prove my legacy to a bunch of other dumb motherfuckers who hallucinate their reality and see less than 99% of the electromagnetic spectrum. None of these people have any say over what you have accomplished. God has decided what you were meant to do before any of these people were born. Worldly wisdom is worthless. Worldly wisdom is worthless. I'm sorry you were lied to and told that the opinion of a bunch of dumb fucks who take dumps and die after lying and living a lie their whole life have any say over what is meant for you in your life. I'm sorry you were lied to about this success consciousness that you can't even have a passion or a craft without it having to gain some accomplishment or it's failed. Like we used to live in a period of time where you can just make paintings because you like to make paintings. People would actually put in their heart into the paintings they make, and they didn't have to compete against another corporation so that their painting could be number one that week. It was about the art form. It wasn't about commercial breakthrough. That has always been a lie. Nowadays, if your painting isn't number one in the museum, then you failed at painting. When the actual act of you painting was the success, you actually caring about your craft and not trying to just push out bullshit paintings just so you could sell. I'm sorry society lied to you about this obsession over success by people who don't have the authority to let you know if you're successful or not. Now you have a generation of people who don't think they're fucking successful because they don't have anything big to show for it to a bunch of people who don't even know who the fuck they are. Welcome to this energy revolution where you, your own self, are seeing through all the lies this world has thrown at you to keep you limited and not necessarily see yourself as you've always been. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how embarrassing or different what you're doing may be from established societal tradition. That's going into the trash. That's what I'm saying. This is a reset. This is a reboot. There are a lot of outdated beliefs and thoughts that you're going to see, revel now until they just don't. And if you get too caught up on what you think you're supposed to do versus what has been revealed to you, you are meant to do, that you're just going to be living out someone else's timeline. So like I was saying before, the last time Saturn and Neptune were together were the 1800s, okay? And that was the last, timeline reset. You can definitely trust that the history of the 1800s, 99% of is a lie. Like we've been lied to about history our whole lives, all right? And I don't even think that's due to historians. I think historians have done the best they could to try and give us the most accurate rendition of history, but what they probably have been researching isn't really as true as they know. And this is where, through these portals, through these nodal aspects, through the god of time, Chronos, through your own DNA, there is truth that transcends the need for inductive and deductive, analysis and reasoning that will non-linearly, in alignment with what's real, reveal the truth. And that's why a lot of you are being watched. That's why if you are aware that you have been a part of a collective psychological operation and gaslighting campaign, I need you to comment ! Because a lot of some people here are cowards and they will allow themselves to be gaslighted with shame and guilt manipulation. Many of you have the audacity to be proud of your development, to be proud of the work you're putting into this construct, the revival of certain, traditional perspectives and work. Some of you have been labeled witches and witchcraft because you're doing what is in your blood. Society has tricked some of you to believe that what is indigenous and into your blood is somehow evil, whether you're white, black, you know what I'm saying, Asian, it doesn't matter. Society has tricked you to believe that's outdated, that's barbaric, when that's actually the sauce. Some of you actually have the sauce, and because these people don't have it like you have it, they have to make it sound like, oh, you're just doing something that's, it's not the way we do it. That's because you trash, bitch. And what you're doing is actually the real deal. If you're commenting the exclamation mark, you being the real deal has threatened this falsity, these ideas that have been masqueraded as truth. And you've been gaslighted to believe that in any shape and form, right, that what you're doing isn't the truth, which is why the I Told You So tour was the most important South Node Libra transit we had, where you had established to society that everything that they've been calling you a scammer, a pseudoscientist, and I'm not talking about astrology or tarot. Some of you have been hearing this doing engineering, doing car mechanics, being a school teacher. Everything that people try to challenge you about, you produced receipts. They have not fulfilled the burden of proof. They have not fulfilled the burden of proof. Okay. And Chosen, that rudeness isn't to you guys. That rudeness is to the people who are acting like y'all aren't the real deal. Okay. You're right. I probably shouldn't be rude. I probably shouldn't necessarily go all down there. I want to make sure that wasn't a miscommunication. But this is this alchemy that's not necessarily like just in your head. When I'm talking about magic and alchemy, you could do this consistently. It's not like some woo-woo spirituality bullshit. It's like you're actually able to replicate, so much of, this quality, right? And that has been making so many uneasy because people who live a lie and people who've gone an extent to just pretty much be afraid of what you do goes outside of what they've basically brainwashed people to believe, make you a huge threat. And if you can believe it when they talk down on you and pretty much gaslight you, you know what I'm talking about? You've basically given your power away. You are here right now because you didn't give your power away. And that's why this full moon is so important, because you're getting ready to, with the moon in Leo, understand the boldness and courage with which you perform everything you've known about yourself. Okay. So this Saturn, Neptune is a cutting of the veil. It's a reinstitution of the veil. And the North Node Pisces is a global reset. And like Giselle said, nationality as we've known it is getting ready to be dissolved. But Saturn in Aries is going to bring a whole new world order of nationalism that could lead into fascism, that could also lead into, we're going to see a positive, negative, and in the middle of nationalism. When I use these terms, we're not going to be using good or bad. We're going to see the entire range. Do you feel like this is a time when we really step into our power? Absolutely. We've had many different periods where we're stepping into our power. So the nature of this power we're stepping into is the new world order of this power. It's getting ready to understand yourself in a way that God has always known you, right? So we are coming out the old world. We're stepping into the next world, the new world. You're stepping into your power the way that you are meant to come into this new world, if that makes sense. Okay. And it's putting you in a position to realistically, of course, get to learn new facets of yourself. But the reason why that's once again very significant is now everything that you personally, right, everything that you personally have learned to get up to this point is fully unlocking with the system and integrity of beliefs in Saturn. And I'm going to explain to you how over the next 2 weeks, you're going to get prepared to step into this, crazy rabbit hole. All right. All the plot points of this year are being established and broken through. For example, whether you're pro-Israel or whether you're pro-Palestine, right? Whether you are pro the invasion with Russia to Ukraine or against it, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Don't listen. Like I'm sure people will tell you, oh, you're against genocide, you're for genocide. It really doesn't matter what side you're on. It matters that whatever you are pushing forward, you do it authentically, because each of these pieces are needed to facilitate this revolution, which if you get so caught up in that moment of what you feel pressured to choose, you may make a decision that's not authentic to you. Okay, right now there's someone who is pro-Israel who is supposed to be pro-Israel. That is what is authentic to them, whether that's for genocide or not. And then you have people who are pro-Palestine, who are from Palestine, who probably have family, like they're meant to be pro-Palestine. I'm not trying to say, this is for peace. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Whatever you think is crazy right now is not like we're gonna have war that affects the whole world. We're gonna have mass extinction events. I don't want to really blow smoke up your ass like that. Like that's the whole point of this apocalypse cycle. Okay, it's not supposed to be cataclysmic. It's supposed to be unveiling, but just based off of the Mars-Saturn contracts we've had every 2 years where Mars conjunct Saturn, it gives you an idea of how these things are going to bubble up based on what happens during them. So there's no Switzerland. You don't have to pick a side. That's the whole point of what I'm making. The only side is God. Every other side is a distraction. So that's why I'm saying whatever side you pick is an illusion of choice. But if you pick that, you must do it authentically. What I'm saying is don't pick a side because you're being pressured by either side to do so. For some of you, that's not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the most authentic thing for you and that could change. Yeah, people are going to be angry, right? Ye selling swastika shirts, whether because he wants to, he said he's being cathartic, whether he wants to push free speech or not, or even that's not the way you push free speech, but whether you want to just, break, push and challenge a whole lot of lines, it is what it is. All of these actions are served with karma, right? All of these are going to come back for better or for worse. Please do not try and get too caught up in the moment, right? You have to feel it in your heart. You have to know it. And you will know because you're being guided, all right? You're being guided to be at the right place at the right time. All right. So once again, you could get caught up by everything that's happening right now, or you could just keep your eyes on the prize and know that, in a whole 6 months from now, by the time we're at the South Node, everything we believe is going to be different. And that's the most important thing to understand. This global reset is flipping on its head everything we've ever believed, all the inconclusive, materialist, reductionist bullshit science that has ever been taught us. All right. Not to say that I said what I said. Everything that's basically just been an illusion that has been a result of just collective culture, human culture. All right. This is going to be that eclipse that unveils to some of you that you have to stop being afraid to accept your humanity is just a disguise. Your humanity is just your form. What you are is beyond human. All right. And I don't mean that in a way where it's like you feel that you've been proven this over and over. How many more synchronicities and signs do you need? Because you are going to be called to act on these revelations. A lot of you that are getting revealed what you're being revealed isn't just for you to just be like, oh, wow. It's for you to act off on it. You're going to be called to make decisions through this eclipse where all the receipts you've gotten the past 2 years, you're going to apply. You're going to be put in positions where you have to make a decision that honors what other people believe about you versus what you know about yourself. even if it leaves you by yourself. All right, been there, done that. I'm not switching up for nobody. What your soul wants you to know is, are you going to switch up on your own self? Are you going to switch up on your own self when society, of course, puts you? Yeah, you guys have to understand, like, Ye was put in a position where he lost almost everything because he spoke out what he wanted to speak out. And then what he said was not even that serious to warrant that response. So after losing those billions, he's gained that money back by himself. And now he wants revenge. He's basically like, hey, you said I couldn't say that. Okay, bitch, I'm this, that. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying it's very revealing how people pick and choose what to be outraged by, and how there are things way, way, way more serious than what he did on X, and people are just going to focus on that because we love to hate on Gemini. And I'm not going to say that this is bringing back freedom of speech. He was being cathartic. He'll tell you right now he was being a little crazy and cathartic. It was a social experiment, but I get the sentiment behind it. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to tell people what and what not to say. And Gemini is going to push the limits on what and what not to say. And I just like the fact that he basically terrorized a bunch of people. Again, just with one rant. Do you guys understand? Ye has top 10 tweets. That last rant we had reset the top 10 list. Like he created a new top 10 tweets. You know which tweets I'm talking about. Some of you like them tweets, myself included, because they were that legendary. But yes. So that being said, y'all, once we get to that Pisces realm, it gets very ideological. It gets very belief, philosophical. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those of you guys on Instagram. And the reason why I want to mention a timeline is we're leaving this timeline for good. The idea of moving timelines and leaving timelines is nothing new. We do it like at the very least every 10 years. And in between them more so. Shout out to Thunderbird, man. Shout out to you, bro. So, you know what I mean? Now that we're at this 2-week full moon spot, we're going to be harvesting supernatural energy. That's why this is the energy revolution. I've always shown this video with John Chang, and I'm probably going to end this. If you guys want to see that video, I can show it. But basically, that this is a full moon that's going to harvest your own unique connection with, of course, your personal relationship with your energy field. The most important thing about this full moon is that it's making a T-square with Uranus. This is the physiological quality through your senses that's actually going to have you feel this, especially with Mercury now collecting and processing knowledge and beliefs ahead of your consciousness. This Uranian causal realm aspect in the body is actually what's going to help you understand the physical nature of this energy revolution and how it's breaking through from your body. Okay. So, looks like we're off of Instagram now. So it's definitely very significant because moving forward, a whole lot of how you personally kind of break through this over the next week is going to take into account what you've activated the past 2 weeks from new moon and aqua. All right. But what I really want to illustrate is this timeline shift is a thing. Once we go, like the next 2 weeks is going to prepare us to go into the rabbit hole of Pisces season. From now until February 28th is the last 2 weeks you have to prepare, because once we go into Pisces season, like Drake's album, nothing was the same. Like nothing is ever going to be the same. I'm not sure what the Nen video is. What Nen video are you talking about? Because I definitely love to see that. Yeah, IG only gives me up to an hour to stream. So, I mean, I can go back on again. But yeah, that being said, though, Oh yeah, no, I can't do the Hunter x Hunter because they'll copyright me. So I definitely will probably do the Chang one. But yeah, with that being said, it definitely puts us in a position to realistically take the system of beliefs over the past 30 years you have been quite literally destined to unlock and develop. And now you're going to be tested on it. How well do you live and practice this thing you preach? And how well do you apply this? God is walking with you. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid to call on the angels. Don't be afraid to call on the support you feel you believe you have. Because, of course, that's what's going to break you through. And I'm looking forward to that reading, Laura. Thank you so much for sharing that synchronicity. The wonders, like all of you guys who share me your synchronicities and the recognition and revelation, it leads into what I'm going to say next. There are a bunch of agents that will go out of their way to gaslight you. You're not a victim, by the way. You're not a victim of gaslighting. You're the victor. You're a threat. That's why people need to cope by gaslighting. You're such a threat in that you cannot be manipulated. People cannot influence you with peer pressure or their bullshit. And so that makes you someone that people may not necessarily be the most excited about dealing with, especially when you create miracles that kind of go against the bullshit they've been telling you is impossible. Oh, you can't do Reiki healing, but you just healed somebody real time. You know what I mean? It's really now breaking through the limits of what they want people to believe psychologically, right? So basically, moving forward, what I recommend is that you only deal with people on a recognition basis. Do not deal with people who don't recognize you. Those are probably agents against you. People who have a concerted effort to pretty much, you know what I'm saying, stand for what you are against. Okay, recognition basis, not bias, but basis. Thankfully, Aquarians know. So Aquarians recognize me a lot. All right, it's pretty cool. What do I mean by recognition basis? Laura, when she had initially emailed me, right, she had mentioned something that she felt about me, which was true, and it really touched my heart because, you know, that let me know, oh, she recognizes me. You know, it's like when certain people tell you about yourself that aligns with what is real and you know about yourself, that is a thing, right? There's certain people who don't recognize you. There's certain people who have an idea about you that's not really you. Stop messing with those people. Stop giving these people access to your time and space. There are people who are committed to not recognizing you. But what Laura did is that Laura, this is VA, varsity alumni. Shout out to Young Jung. All right. What Laura did is she followed up recognition with revelation. And I hope you don't mind me sharing a story, but she had said, hey, you know, you look like someone who the universe talks to. She had used a specific word, and I was like, oh, she recognizes. That was followed up with revelation, okay? The moment she ordered a reading from me, right, she opened up the book she was reading, and the book opened up to Archangel Michael, right? Revelation. The way that happens to me is the way that happens to you. God will sometimes reveal aspects of who you are to somebody else or to you, right? That means you recognize who they are on a soul level. And it is revealed as well. The precedents have been set. You have those breath of fresh airs who really see you. That's the only person those are the only people who you should be messing with, okay? People who don't, and it's not like they have to, but people who are committed to not recognizing you do not deserve any access to your energy, do not deserve any access to your space. All they're going to do is call you names. They don't know what your true name is. So they don't deserve any parts of you. These are the same people who will go out their way to try and stop you from doing what you have to do because, oh, they're just doing what's right for you. How can someone try and do what's right for you? They don't even recognize you. Recognize me or you the ops. You don't have to believe this, but I promise you, in this brave new world we're entering, it is only recognition basis. You don't have to feel bad about people who you don't get along with. They don't recognize you. They're not meant to. All right. Most of y'all here recognize me. And it's not on some, it's not in the way that even the demons recognize Jesus. No, y'all have followed this up with revelation. So many of you who've recognized me have had synchronistic experiences that follow up this recognition. That's how we know we're gang. That's how we know our souls and spirits actually fuck with each other. Excuse my language. And it's so very important. I want you to treat this like it's a life or death thing. And that's why I respect Aquarius, because Aquarians most definitely very powerfully, you know what I'm saying? And it's not limited to just Aquarians, right? Any zodiac sign can do this, but shout out to Aquarius. Y'all are really, really good with this. Y'all just know how to recognize anybody because you know. So what did Aquarius season teach you? What is it that you know about who you are? What is it that you know about yourself? Okay. Who do you know yourself to be? Now that the full moon is in Leo, as you are performing this understanding with courage and grace, you must now hold space for others to know you as you know yourself. And if they don't, then there's nothing you have to do with them. That's going to require discipline. That might put you in a position that, reduces the quantity of beings who you connect with, but it's going to skyrocket the quality. Ever since I did this, my life has been so much more peaceful, and I only attract legends. I only attract legends. That's a really good affirmation. I only attract the greats and the legends and the geniuses. Okay, it's very amazing. Recognition can follow revelation, where someone has a synchronicity revealing stuff around you, and then they recognize. So you owe it to yourself to hold others and yourself to that standard. You know who you are. And shout out to Melissa. Thank you for joining us. You know who it is you are. So, so that might have to look like letting some friends go who refuse to recognize you as who you are. That might choose to separate from family members who refuse to recognize you as you are, as you have put in actual actions and you have taken the steps to demonstrate who you are. That's what we're going to do over the next week with the moon in Leo. We're going to be demonstrating this courageous understanding of the book we wrote, versus it's going to prepare us for actual Leo season when we go on that book tour and we actually start to perform it. The moon in Leo is helping you understand what you have memorized about this book. Okay. So if you know you're a child of God, right? If you know you are a warrior of God, if you know you are a representative, an expression of God, then that is how others need to know you. You don't, and that's not by telling people I'm a child of God, so you have to know me. No, you know you're a child of God, and you've met people who recognize that in you. They're like, oh wow, you're one of God's children. I'm gonna respect you like that. Versus others who may ridicule that. Oh, you think you're one of God's children? That's hilarious. Oh, you think you can do anything? That's an op. That person is literally letting you know they work for your enemy. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Everything you know yourself to be has been revealed to you. You have receipts for. So if I ask you, who do you know yourself to be? You have receipts for that. You can demonstrate that right now on site. They'll see the God in you. So if God has revealed this about you, then anybody else who is saying or showing anything else is letting you know they're not on that side of God. They don't recognize God. They clearly don't recognize what God has shown you. And there's certain things that God will show you that no one else will see. But all I'm saying is, be careful about how you deal with people who don't recognize you and who are committed to not recognizing you. Some people can recognize you in a way that challenges who you think you are, but it is still aligned with what has been revealed to you, versus others who just are committed to not recognizing you, and you can see it in their life. You can see it in the lie they live. So really do treat it militantly and know that, this is still spiritual warfare. You have angels, you have monitoring spirits who wish to just watch and see whether you've made it or not yet. And you can weed a lot of these beings out based on when they choose to recognize you. Maybe they may not now, and they will later, but it's nothing you necessarily want to let down. For as many people who don't, the quality of those who do will always surpass those who don't. And that's why these people get mad, because they're realizing you don't need them. They lied to you and made you feel like, oh, you need our approval. You need our respect, so you could feel like you have something to show for it. And you single-handedly prove to these people you don't need that. You that is sourced from within you. You don't need other people's opinions, and that makes them feel less powerful over your life. That's why this gaslighting is happening, directly or indirectly, where some people may not even be aware they're being used just to change your belief in yourself. So now that you know who you are, the next 2 weeks is going to harvest this knowledge with God and your spirit team, so that once we step into Pisces, this is the final shift of your beliefs. It is the final birthday party of Poseidon before he leaves that sign for another century and a half century, 150 plus years. Okay, cool. So let's actually go over the next 2 weeks. Once again, this is going to be timeline shifting. It's going to be a rabbit hole. Everything we've ever believed is going to be flip on its head, especially relative to the 1800s. And you don't have to, but I recommend you could just throw everything that you've been taught in the trash and only take with you what has been revealed to you by, who you serve, by the universe, by what you believe in. Okay, so now we have this 180-degree opposition at the peak level here, and this is putting you in a position to release. So normally we do a ceremony, but the only ritual that we have to do moving forward is to, of course, express very boldly, okay, a whole lot of, in a nutshell, with the ceremony we did 2 weeks ago, it's what do you know you're creating in your life? What do you know you've accomplished? Well, this is the rewards. This is the very last full moon since the full moon in Libra in Aries season, right? We had Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Then we completed in Capricorn. Aries to Cap, completion. Aqua is the rewards of everything we did the past few moons, full moons. And now Pisces is going to be that final experience, which is going to be this rabbit hole. And the last time we have such a concentrated end scene before now the focus moves towards the beginning of the movie. So that means over the past few years, we literally had more, gravity towards the end of the movie. And the rest of the decade, it's going to be the beginning of the movie that really sparks off more powerfully when we have Saturn and Neptune and Aries going to Taurus. So yeah, it's a very important period. I do have something I would like to share. Let me see if I still have it, if I can remember it. Damn, 1425 to 34. The cost of discipleship, baby. Now, great crowds accompanied him, and he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Okay. For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it will begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going out to encounter another king in war will not sit down first and deliberate whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore, any of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Okay. And the beautiful thing about a passage like that is before Jesus started saying this type of stuff, he was followed by a lot of people. like if it was a social media profile, he had like millions of followers following him on Instagram or Twitter. When he said this, right? When he said this, a bunch of people stopped following him. A lot of people unfollowed his profile when he was talking about, this and a couple other things, what it really takes to actually be a disciple of truth. In this Bible verse, you're seeing the parable or referencing Jesus, right? But what this is talking about is truth. You know what has been revealed to you. You know what you are meant to truly do. Okay? If you don't even hate yourself, right? And it's not saying to hate yourself, but it's saying if you put any of these things over your pursuit of truth, if in aligning with the truth of who you are and know yourself to be, who God has recognized you as, if your family gets in the way of that, you know what you have to choose. Oh, I have to go to work in the morning. You need to hate your job. Any facet of your job that is getting in your way of living in the truth you're meant to live. That's why this path is not easy to walk. If it was the broad path that everyone walks down, then it wouldn't be hard for a rich man to enter heaven, where that rich man has to sell all their possessions. And it's not that hard to really think of. Take the people who have the most money right now. They will give you the most excuses as to why they can't do that. Oh, but I have to do this philanthropy for other people. Oh, but I have to manage this money. And it's like most of you would not be able to give up everything that you have in order to enter this invisible kingdom. Oh, it's not empirical. I can't touch, taste, and smell it. How do I know if it's even real? That's why there's all these sorts of people who walk this path of truth, and then there's this small speck that actually makes it past. Okay, we are going to enter one of the most legendary rabbit holes that is going to test everything that you have ever believed and everything that was forced on your head top to believe. This is going to have you see beyond the veil like never before. This yearly cycle before we come into the new contract, right? With the sun and the Saturn in Aries. And thank you guys for being here to listen to these channels and messages, because it's because of you that I'm able to express this. And we're all part of this equation, right? This is putting you in a position to now practice fully what you preach and see the results of this. So now that we are at this conclusion, all right, everything you know yourself to be, you can release. We can do this ritual right now where what intention are you releasing now? What are you prepared to hold yourself and others accountable for in who you know yourself to be? Look, to the extent where even this human form of me right here goes against what you know yourself to be, disrespects or doesn't understand who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's fuck me too. It's screw me too. I am not your guru. I am not your God to the point where like, oh, I said this about you, so you have to believe it. I'm just a guy. I'm just you. I'm an NPC that you summoned. You summoned me here. Okay. So I'm going to give you the perspective to the degree where even what I'm saying goes against what you know. It's fuck me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let anybody get in the way of you, the direction you're meant to go. That might be in a direction I completely disagree with. You might have beliefs that I think are retarded. That's between you and God. That's not between me. All right. Just like with myself. So be really, really, really real with yourself here. And everything that you know moving forward that has begun to bear fruit for you is what you will now begin to deal with others. It's the attitude and the behavior you are going to express and hold others accountable like you are holding yourself accountable. This is the Saturn Pisces system of beliefs transit. And we're getting ready to go back into this rabbit hole. I want you to think about where you were last year, where we had, of course, just activated, all right, the nature of, okay, these beliefs. This is where you first started your contract, March of 2024. God's promise on your life, you are now coming to experience, and we're going to do a crazy clapback. All right. Once we step on that Sun Saturn, everything that has been projected on you because you followed this promise and beliefs, God, the universe, has promised to clap all that back. Let me make sense of that. The last year when we had the Sun on Saturn, you had beliefs that you were promised that if you actually stay true to this, before you even knew, that's what faith is, evidence in the unseen, before you even knew how, through I Told You So tour last year, September 2024, where we started to see this be real, you in faith believed certain things about yourself, about how God sees you, and everything that you went into, that everything that you may have been held back of. Some of you lost friendships. Some of you lost deals. Some of you actually lost opportunities because you stayed in integrity. Where let's say, for the purpose of this example, God told you, I don't want you to do this because this is who I believe you are. And you lost opportunities because you didn't do that. God is saying everything you lost, you getting back. Everyone that was set beside you who projected witchcraft on you or negativity, they're getting that clapback all through this year, baby, because you held space and you still pushed forward and maintained these beliefs in the face of those trying to gaslight you, ridicule you, shame you, guilt trip you. All right. This is your victory that we get to all, experience together. So that being said, I want you to now pretend we are all within this room again. There's 300 plus people, so this is going to be very powerful. You're going to get results, I think, instantly. I want you to imagine that we are back in this party room or 300 plus people. We're in our true, we're in the form of our true selves. We know who we are meant to be. This isn't like 2 weeks ago where we sowed seeds on who we know we want to be. Now this is the seeds breaking through the ground and harvesting. So I want you to release it. I want you to now pretend there is a box here, or pretend there is whatever. You can do whatever you want. I want you to now imagine yourself releasing who you know to be and surrendering it. Surrender it to your higher self. We're in Club Aqua right now. I want you to surrender everything over the past 2 weeks you have really cultivated around everything you know you've achieved in your life and who you know yourself to be. Surrender it to your higher self. Be like, we know we are victorious. All right. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I do, we're going to say, and you can say this in your own words, we are limitless. We have an unlimited, we know we're limitless. We know we have an unlimited amount of anything and everything. And we know that everything we do is perfect. We know our lives are perfect. I'm going to count down from 3. You can say that in your own words, okay? And then the last thing you can say is, we know that everyone else's intention we released is going to fully harvest for the highest good of all right? 3, 2, 1. We know we are limitless. What is we talking about? We know this is just facts. We know we have an unlimited amount of anything and everything we desire, want, need, all of that. We know that. We know that. Whether we see tangible evidence of this or not, and we've already seen tangible evidence. We know everything we do is perfect. We know everything in our life is perfect. We know we are fragments of perfection. All right. Shout out to Pharaoh. Okay. We know that everyone in this room in Club Aqua who has released their intentions to our higher selves and to the higher, right, the higher power, we know that this is harvesting at the greatest level for the highest good of all. Boom. Okay. All right. And that's it. That's it, baby. So I'm going to now show you what this harvest is going to look like over the next, of course, 2 weeks. Right now, the moon is getting ready to go into Virgo. Okay. As the moon goes into Virgo, we need to look at this T-square here. We see Pisces, King conjuncting the moon in Leo. Pay attention to that. But this T-square is what's going to allow for this nature of course, your energetic revolution. The full moon is what's harvesting it, but because of Uranus here at such a crucial angle, that's what's going to unconventionally trigger at a causal level the extra dimensional energy that will now innovate your 5 senses and have you see more and feel more beyond the physical while using your physical body as a conduit. Okay. As the moon and once again, because of the sensitive nature of this, a lot of what you're living goes against what people have believed their whole lives. It's not just about being a muggle or not. I feel like there's nothing wrong with muggles, really. It's this willfulness of denying that which actually exists and having them take it out on you. The people who are trying to quite literally like guilt or shame manipulate you for actually living in truth, because they feel like you're the problem or they feel like you're some kind of pseudoscientist or whatever, they're miserable inside. This is their way of coping. So you're going to find moving forward, they never had a leg to stand on. They never fulfilled the burden of proof. They try to rely on ad hominem fallacies. None of that has worked. So you're going to see more of their true color surface, and there's nothing you have to do. You don't have to fight God's battles. All you have to do, everything they're doing is a psychological tactic to guilt you into changing your mind. Oh, I don't want to, but they're seeing they're powerless because it doesn't work. So just allow them to wither away. You're going to see the final level of this where they have failed at being able to do this. And this is the victory over such forces that are not only committed to not recognizing you, but because of such are going to suffer judgment because all they did was snitch on themselves. And this is all a part of that clapback. They don't understand spirit and energy. And that's because of materialist reductionist bullshit with which they've chosen to basically dig their own grave in. Okay. So just know you're triggering these forces, and out of them being triggered, that is why they're responding like so. All right. So now with the moon going into Virgo, this is what is going to account for the analytical, detailed understanding of how, which Virgo answers the question of, the supernatural energy and abilities you've activated are practically and physically being experienced. How the transformation and harvest of this energy, you're able to account for the practical nature of such. because Aquarius and Pisces are invisible. Aquarius is a frequency. Pisces is a vibe. Capricorn is the completion and the final part of what's material. All right, the material totality. Once you get to Aqua, that's outside of the physical, and Pisces is your imagination beyond the physical. So the moon in Virgo is going to extend what this T-square with Uranus did. It's going to give you a practical, experiential, analytical understanding of how the supernatural energy you've activated actually is experienced physically. Hence the harvest of such. That's why Aqua placements to Virgo to Aqua placements give you an analytical understanding of what causality and basis the supernatural energy expresses itself. Hence the opposition to Pisces that's going to match this imaginary, unseen metaphysical mechanic with an analytical, detailed understanding of how specifically this plays through. The square to Jupiter down direct is going to align this shift in your thought process to account for how you are analyzing this as real. Boom. Then we're going to have the moon in Libra after Mercury goes into Pisces, and your brain starts to actively process the metaphysical through your imagination. What Aquarius has now created the lines, Pisces will color in those lines with Aries. So it's now using the stencil of the knowledgeable framework we activated through Aquarius so that you can now imagine with Pisces what you will be imagining accordingly. Okay. And with the moon in Libra, that's going to apply the shift in our behavior and analysis towards the sociological understanding of how we apply this perspective in our relationships. Everything we know about ourselves, everything we know, period. Who do we hold space for who recognizes, and who do we not take serious for who doesn't recognize? Real talk, okay? Because this is going to bring us to the end of Aquarius season, and that end of Aquarius season is also going to include the square between the moon in Scorpio and, of course, Pluto. We are ending this transit off with this trine, 29 degrees, coming into a maximum social understanding with freaky ass Lilith right here of how we now express this mastery of knowledgeable awareness. And that square to Uranus, once again, is what's going to complete the previous conjunction we had in May. All right. If you remember, we had that quadruple conjunction with Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, all in Taurus. This is the completion of this innovation. And now we are going to step into the total experience of what this completion is, like what the effect of this success is, all through Pisces in Dreamland. That's what's going to start the transit off with the opposition of the moon Uranus. We're going to complete the cycle with the moon Sag. So we're going to come into ascended understanding of the higher meaning and vision of what our dreams are relative to last year where we signed that previous contract. And ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm going to skip some, but that's what's going to bring us to the new moon here on February 27th, February 28th, where we are going to activate one of the most legendary eclipse cycles of all time in rabbit holes. It's going to flip everything we believe about everything, literally square Jupiter, coming all through March. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So after that moon in Sagittarius, you're going to see the meaning of what this energy revolution through the new and full moon in Aqua and Leo was. This is going to prepare our perspectives to adjust, because once we're in Pisces, you're going to start to experience this supernatural phenomena that was just metaphoric or in your head like that. And that's what's going to prepare to set new beliefs. And it's going to show you how much you've developed in just 1 year. Okay. So in conclusion, I do have, of course, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, right? You are welcome to pick a pile, and we're going to kind of look into what are you harvesting with this energy revolution. Okay, we do have the Emperor. This is going to really solidify so much more authority in your energy and in your Nen. You're going to really sit more in your power, and that's going to open up more of what you can accomplish as well. All right. It is stand on business season, baby. So as you're getting stuff together for you, shout out to Christy Aphrodite, and shout out to whoever gifted her a membership. She is very grateful for that, and myself as well. This is definitely going to put you in a position to not only step into your power. Someone had asked about stepping into your power. This is you stepping fully into your power, but understanding the energy and the quality of energy you move forward with. Where I'm visibly picking up, there are people who hate you because you're so secure in yourself, and they're insecure. So it's not even like you they hate. It's just more so them taking it out on you because they wish they had your level of security. Okay. And these are the same beings who are going to be murdered by you, completely washed, skinned alive. I said what I said. And they're in for a rude awakening because they thought that they could play with you. They didn't know you have a vicious spirit team. They didn't know that this entire time your spirit team was ready to end them. You just gave them mercy. Well, that grace period is over. And they're about to find out the hard way. They cannot just throw black magic on you. They can't just treat your life like it's disposable. Now, and this is the major thing. This is the one prophecy that I've been picking up heavily. The way in which you have been judged is the way these people have been judged. This doesn't apply for everyone. Like for sad sacks of shit who are just evil and horrible people, it doesn't work on. But you have proven a whole year you have integrity. That means since March of 2024, the last time the sun was on Saturn, you have maintained integrity of these beliefs, and as such are eligible for this judgment. This is the judgment of integrity because you have held your own self accountable and called yourself out where you could have gone against what you believe and preach, but you didn't. Here's God's prophecy for you. The way in which you have been judged is the way those people will be judged. So for the people who saw you standing in their integrity, right? And they said, wow, you deserve to be blessed. Wow, one day you're going to heaven. Wow, this is such good work. That's how they're going to be judged. So you have been playing the role of judge, and you may not have even been aware. The people who have spoken life and victory into you, where everyone else had the chance. Exactly. We didn't fold. That's the most important part. Everyone else had their own. Nobody was forced to make the judgments with which they made. These people chose to speak life in your life. These people chose to actually see the positive that which you're doing. That is how they're going to be judged. They're going to receive that positivity. They're going to receive that victory. There are people who, despite that, have made the decision to speak negativity into your life, to speak death into your life, to speak and try and facilitate negative stuff. That's how they're going to be judged. When it's time for them to be judged, it's going to be seen how they treated you. And that is only a testament to your level of integrity. You would not get this treatment if you did not have the integrity of your beliefs you've exercised. Like as was said, you refuse to fold. You refuse to fold. So congratulations. It is most definitely already happening. Like Malibu Ronnie just said, thank you very much. And you have every reason to just, enjoy what's to come of this because it was worked for, you know what I mean? So that being said, right, let's do this pick a card reading. If you picked pile 1, what is it that you are harvesting? What is the rewards you are harvesting right now? We do have the world. Hey, who picked all 3 piles? That was genius. That was the best. That was the best call. Look at this. Look at this. All right, you're harvesting total success. You're harvesting wholeness and completion. Okay. The reason why that's so significant is everything you've gone through throughout your entire life is coming back around for you to celebrate graduation towards. Like the most minute things you probably felt wasn't even that important. It's all coming back around to actually lead into this major milestone victory and completion moment. I have a sense that some of you may have done some stuff that others around you may have felt like, oh, this isn't important, this is getting in your way. And because you actually did that, that's the key to this success you're coming into right now. From the biggest things in your life to things that you felt weren't even that important, they all tying together. So this is what you're harvesting. This is full on wholeness, completion, and total success. For some of you, that's, having more prominence out in this world, traveling the world, sharing your success as a result. Okay, so that's what you're harvesting. And that's what you did on your own work. What is the gift that is accompanying this harvest for you? What are you being blessed with? What is the universe matching here? The hangman. You are being blessed with surrender. This is completely transforming the way you perceive everything you've gone through. This is Neptune. So we have Saturn and we have Neptune, which are actually together. And because this is a blessing, the universe is going to allow you to just surrender. You're not going to have to be hands-on on so much because you've done all the work already. So the hangman as a gift this is what happens when you put your full faith in God, in the universe, in your higher self. You realize that a bunch that you felt you had to do is already handled. It's already taken care of. Okay. The hangman as a gift is going to transform your spirituality. It's going to transform your perspective of yourself, like your mortal self, sacrificing yourself to your immortal self. It's going to really awaken you in ways that you didn't think was possible because you had to surrender to the current perspective or yourself in order to gain the right perspective as well. Okay. Which is beautiful. And the outcome we have here is the star. Damn, Power One. And that's why, like, you're getting ready to step into a version of yourself you may have you've believed could exist, but you don't know exists, right? Like if you've never sold, if God is telling you right now, you're the #1 artist of all time. You're one of the greatest artists of all time. You sell out every stadium. But like you've never performed in one arena, you've never done a tour, the universe is saying surrender, all right? Because you don't need to know how to sell out stadiums. God already put that on your life. That's how God knows you as. So it doesn't matter if other people are like, what do you have to show for it? You don't have any #1 records, bitch. God told you what it is, and you must surrender. That's going to lead into you selling out every stadium. You don't have to know. You can be okay with not knowing. Many people had to surrender everything. Some people have almost lost everything, and that's one of the major reasons why they're going to accomplish everything and get all the rewards. Because when like in Christy's story is one of the best stories. You could definitely check out my I think we did a peace talk on it. When she was in a position where she lost everything and like everyone was trying to be against her, she never switched up on God. She never switched up on herself. And that is what is allowing, this real faith to be built, which is what's going to really push forward. And you're getting signs and synchronicities on the way. The star card is saying, as an outcome of this Aquarius season, your dreams are coming true. Oh, absolutely. Definitely. I'll keep you posted for sure. I'm gonna have a new app soon, and then we can really push forward. But yes, this is talking about inspiration, rejuvenation. This is a very powerful pile if you pick pile 1. Or if you pick all the piles. All right, very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And shout out to Forest Fairy Tarot. Once again, I love this deck so much. And I'm so grateful I could be in a position to serve and help you guys. This is just the utmost of fun. The best part about this is you guys. You guys showed me that there's value in this in a society and world that almost wanted to convince me that there's no merit in this. This is just some bullshit. But thankfully, you know, I realized with the help and thanks of you guys that this is far from that. So pile 2, what is it that you are harvesting? Okay, we have strength. This is Leo. The moon is in Leo. So pile 2, there's an inner strength and energy within you that is so much stronger than you even realize right now. And this is going to be, no, I haven't. I'm going to check my mail, but I don't think I have. I'm going to check today though, just in case. But yes, you have an inner strength within you that you may not even realize is as strong as it is. And this is what's going to just, you're going to have heightened sensitivity, much stronger energy. You're going to just feel on top of anything. You're going to be focused more on these passions that are going to rev you forward once again as well accordingly. So yeah, and outside of just energy, I feel like you're going to really harvest what your actual strengths are as well. But I just see this as just like a mastery over the carnal, lustful energy within you. And it's just going to have you turn Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? You're going to master that inner monkey within this libido. And it's going to really have you be resilient in ways that will overcome issues you felt you weren't even strong enough to, but always were. So what is the gift that's being matched here? The Fool, baby. You're going on a brand new adventure. You're opening up your mind to new experiences. And this is going to really take you down a path that has rarely been traveled because you have the inner strength and confidence to traverse this. I think this is going to be very fun. That's Uranus right there. We had Leo with the strength card. And these new experiences are going to really add so much more joy to your life, especially. And it's going to take everything you've learned so far and just take only what's true for you to take with you, and really define this new adventure. The outcome we have is justice. So you're going to be this bastion of hope, whereas pile 1 is going to be that star that inspires others. Pile 2, you're going to bring people comfort and the joy that justice is indeed on their side. I see crime fighting here. I see vigilante justice. I see justice here as what it speaks on. This is a galactic officer, like justice. Like because of you, you're going to help mediate tensions. You're going to be in a position to use your strength and power to rectify and make things right for yourself and others, to make sure everyone is on the right page. You know what I mean? Like people are going to look at you to clear up beefs and struggles. And you're the pile 2, you're the person that's going to go up to that person with a gun and you don't even have a gun. And you're going to mediate the issue. Like you're going to walk up to the robber with a gun and tell him, hey, you don't want me to play the smackdown on you. And we can do that. You know, we can actually handle this peacefully. And the guy with the gun is like, I have a fucking gun. Does this not scare you? But you know how strong you are. That's how it looks foolish. Like, you know who you are. You know, nothing can really stop you. That's not meant to stop you. That won't let anyone stop you. Like that's the fearlessness and courage that you have, pile 2. And you will bring justice to any situation. So pile 3, Bo. Okay, we don't have a bonus card. So what is it that you are harvesting? What you are harvesting? Ooh, bonus card. So what you're harvesting, let me see. Whenever I pull the 3 of Wands now, I'm going to pull a bonus card. We also have the Magician here too. So you're harvesting a whole lot of your intentions. You're harvesting manifestation ability. But the 3 of Wands is you're harvesting your next step forward. All right. you have, of course, your plans. You know what in the long term you want to accomplish, and you know what in the short term you want to accomplish, right? So this is you, especially with the magician, aligning your thoughts and your actions, getting them done. This is opening up a brand new journey for you, like Bulma trying to find or wanting to find the seven Dragon Balls. So the Three of Wands is very enterprising. This is opening up on a brand new journey, kind of like the Fool card, but you already have done the first few steps. So you're going to harvest more of these ships coming in. And this is you being resourceful with the magician and having all the tools you need in order to accomplish these goals. Now, what's the gift you're breaking through with? The Devil card. I feel like we got this before, but the Devil card as a gift is full-on autonomy over temptation. All right. As a gift, you're becoming born again. Any obsessions, any addictions, anything that may have held you back, or external actions from people who try to hold you back, you've gained freedom from them. But what I'm picking from this, for some of you, is sexy time. For some of you, this is a gift of some freaky lovemaking. But for others of you, this is also you having domain over the darkness. It's like if you pick pile 3, you can command darker forces that may trouble other people. It's like they're afraid of you. You know what I mean? Like the forces of the devil or whatnot. Like you could command Frieza's army. Like if they see you, they'll be like, oh. So like you know, and that has you can only do that if you have integrity. Once again, this is with the Emperor. You really put stuff together. They're not just going to. It's really more so in a way where it's not necessarily going to seek to have dominion over you. You have dominion over this. The devil is also the underworld. So for those of you who have activity in the underworld, you're going to shine here, which will presuppose illegal activity relative to whatever law system you are on whatever land you are. But of course, with the prudence to navigate and maneuver through it. All right. And the outcome we have here is the Lovers. So the Lovers and the Devil card is freaky. It's freaky time, especially with the Magician. This could be with a very compatible soulmate, but this is going to be very sexual. The outcome is going to be really you, aligning with what you love, being more passionate about what you love. But with the Devil, it's freaky sex. I'm gonna be completely honest. It looks like pile 3. Like, damn, you see, like. And that's where, thankfully, the gift is overcoming any temptation. So it's not really like toxic sexual expressions. It's bridging that carnality with the devil, but then the light with the Lovers, making this actually forward moving and somewhat very fun, very tantalizing, very freaky. Y'all are so freaks. Y'all are freaky. I'm just saying, hey, it is what it is. I don't even want to make this about sex, but like to get both cards is pretty revealing. So yeah, regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this pick a card reading. This is where we can end the ceremony. So, of course, for those of you who would like to dip out and leave, you're more than welcome. We've done this ritual. Basically, over the next 2 weeks, you know who you are. You know how you want. You know who you're going to mess with based on who recognizes you, and just move forward with the courage of knowing what you're getting ready to step into this dream Pisces season with, because it's going to change everything. I'm going to end this with one video. I know some of you wanted to see it, so you're welcome to leave beforehand, but I'm going to play a video to remind you of the next era we're coming into, where at a critical mass and higher level, everyone's going to be able to do this. So this might be relevant to you relative to this nature of revolution. Some of you already know what I'm about to play. Okay. Oops. Do I still have it?
I first met him in the early 80s in a Chinatown of urban Java. He didn't want his real name or address revealed, so we called him DJ for Dynamo Jack. He was only a healer, he said, but he did direct a powerful energy generated from his own body into his patients. Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy Qi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patients' feet. For years we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here. And we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
It's
body?
meditation every day.
It's meditation that does it.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me, like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. It's just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how Qi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again. My brother Lorne never did, for by 1997 he was already dead when I again found myself with DJ, now treating me for an eye problem. But it wasn't this that brought me back. He had tracked me down out of the blue and invited me to tell me a story. He had just returned from 2 years on a deep meditational journey, alone in the heart of Borneo. Amongst his revelations, he had seen, he said, how history was moving on into great change, and the old wisdom was vanishing. So he'd called me back to film just enough of him to remind us that we all have undreamed of powers sleeping within us, and that there's nothing special about him except for his training in waking them. Grounding this patient, my cameraman Joe is having to use all his weight to keep contact. The Qi is pushing him away. He seems able to control the amplitude of this Qi, like a dimmer switch, and it causes uncontrollable responses in the patients and their grounders.
I can barely keep my hand on you. Fly off, the electricity is so strong.
This mother unwittingly grounds her child. He won't sit still, so she's asked to hold him and grin and bear it. Sometimes, signs of this passing energy can be seen in the transmitter too. This Qi stuff is only the surface, he says, of the real adventure beneath, in the meditational technique. Projecting Qi from the palm of the hand can also be used to resist rifle pellets, he says. First, you learn to distinguish between yin and yang Qi in your body. Then how to pool it in your navel chakra. Then how to project it, he says. And it's the proportionate mixture between yin and yang which accounts for different effects, like pulling or pushing objects or igniting them. Then he gets really strange. He says that mastering yin qi is the key to the spirit world. There's a long tradition of Indonesian krisis being possessed by spirits. So people bring him their krisis to see if they're duds. Here, he says, he doesn't manipulate matter by projecting mixtures of yin and yang qi. He merely creates a field of yin energy in which, he says, if there's a spirit, it can manifest itself. So I invited a small group of scientists back from the United States with measuring equipment to test if DJ was for real. And if so, where might this energy belong on the electromagnetic spectrum? Catherine Cook, CEO of the Mind Science Foundation in Texas. Dr. Roger Nilsson, a Swedish medic and international racing sailor. Dr. Greg Simpson, a physicist from New York's Albert Einstein University, and Andreas Polak, one of DJ's Australian students. The visitors are confident they'll uncover him as a fraud in no time. Greg is the first guinea pig, and he's uncomfortable about showing that he can feel anything at all. Dr. Roger doesn't know what to expect. Out comes the metal detector, like the things they use in airports, to see if he has any concealed metal in his body. Then the voltmeter, to try and measure the qi. But how to get it to work? Where's the ground? What settings? DJ suggests that as his negative is his perineum, and his positive is his navel chakra, perhaps that's where the electrode should be attached. He doesn't stand on his dignity. He's eager to help, but still no readings. They're getting shocks off his arm, and now they're on the right settings, but the needle still isn't moving. DJ says it isn't electricity, it's qi.
It's 1, 2, up. I feel it in my whole body. I feel it at 3, 0.3. I feel it in my legs. Shit.
But suspecting there's some tricky setup on his premises they can't find, they insist we all go to a randomly chosen hotel room several miles away to see if he can light a light bulb with his fingers. It doesn't ground on the wall. So Greg holds and grounds one wire, while DJ pumps qi through the other. The bulbs are LEDs, light-emitting diodes, which ignite in different colors according to the intensity of current.
Yes. On, off, on.
Brilliant.
Oh, you're blinking.
Things were going well. DJ was enjoying it too, until he invited us all out to lunch at his local, where he tried to push a chopstick through the table. He couldn't get it through the Formica surface, so he came up through an inch of wood from underneath. Not only did he draw his own blood, but a chopstick splinter had caught Alison here between the eyes, drawing more. The incident was laughed off apologetically, but next morning he was a different man, drawn and upset. He said he'd been visited all night by his long-dead master, raging that he'd broken the strict taboos of his sect, never to show off in public and never to cause harm or draw blood. He felt deeply chastised. All further testing and filming must end. Never again would he submit to public scrutiny, nor accept any new students. He would sink from sight and continue his healing in obscurity, as he had done since before we met him in the early 80s, and had always told us was right.
you.